Today we are here to talk about our education solution and our newest partnership with Purdue Global University and Papa John's International.
Hi.
Hi. My name's Karmen Spears, and I'm the Executive Director of Strategic Partnerships with Purdue Global University.
And my name is Chad Jones. I'm the head coach of training and development at Papa John's International in Louisville, Kentucky.
So today we wanted to come and talk to you about our educational partnership with Papa John's International and Purdue University Global. So Purdue University Global is the newest part of the Purdue University family. And we joined the Purdue University family a little over a year ago. And we are the adult learning environment of Purdue University. 7 accredited schools and colleges. It's the online division that's designed for the working adult who wants to pursue a university degree, whether it's a bachelor's, an associate's degree, a master's degree, or even just a professional certificate or accreditation. We have 29,000 students right now. About 8,000 of them, Chad, as you know, are military students.
Right.
And it was really interesting as we started talking with you that it seemed to fit the Papa John's International employee base.
Absolutely it did. I mean, I think even at some point in time, didn't we even talk about when the other shoe was going to drop, right? Because just everything was going so well in the planning and the synergy between our two companies.
Yeah, it really did, because we began to talk through, what our students looked like, what your employees looked like, and that's when we started talking about you as a partner.
Absolutely.
And what your employees were and what you needed. So.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So Papa John's International was founded in 1984. We went public in 1993. Presently the 4th largest pizza company in the country. We have an interesting population base. Approximately 20,000 of our team members fall within our corporate restaurant structure. The remainder are within our franchise population. We are in approximately 46 countries, I believe at last count, internationally. So it's a wide array of different types of adult learners, and so that was one of the things that appealed to us about Purdue University Global was the wide array of tracks that you had that could satisfy the different interests of our team members.
And I think that was the other thing that as we began to unpack kind of what you were looking for and what our university offered was that global piece. Because it was so important that even though you were headquartered in Louisville, our main campus is in Lafayette and we're headquartered in Chicago and Florida, the global piece of it was so important to both of us.
Absolutely. You know, we have representatives of our company in different spots in Canada. We've also got a presence in the UK. So I think it's important to make sure that your team is aligned culturally and those opportunities exist for everybody.
Yep, agreed. So as we began to talk about this and we began to look at what could we offer, we love to talk about we do so many things well as an organization. And Purdue University Global, we kind of had to break it down, right? We do so many things well, but there's 3 things in particular that we love to offer our partners. And one is to really help you get in the door the talent that you need. The other is to help you develop the talent that you already have.
Absolutely.
And then finally to say, okay, let's help you retain the talent that you have in the door already.
Indeed.
And so as we began to talk, one of those things, I'm going to let you tell us, what was one of those things, or maybe more of one of those things that stood out to you?
Well, I think, being from Kentucky, one of the things that is prominent in Kentucky is a Kentucky Derby, right? And so we could talk about this as kind of the trifecta, right, of opportunities. And I think you really did hit it right on the head. The first is how do we retain the employees that we have right now? Turnover is a big issue for any organization, but especially in our business, it's more substantial than the turnover that many organizations face today. So the first was how do we stop that, right? The second then is how do we incentivize people to become intentional about wanting to come work at Papa John's. And so it serves as an attraction tool. But the third part, just like you said, was how do we continue to develop our existing population base for future leadership potential, upward mobility throughout the organization. So you had the perfect model that held a lot of synergy for us.
Yeah, it did. It seemed to fit all along the way. And that's kind of what brought us to the big challenge, right? We said, okay, as we started to go through the conversations and the challenges, we narrowed it down to recruitment, right? Really improving your recruitment model, and then also reducing your employee turnover.
Absolutely.
And we said, okay, you've got this industry, the food industry, right, which notoriously already can be tough to recruit and then reduce turnover. And then we also said, okay, you've got this frontline staff that may not necessarily have degrees, but boy, they might have experience, they might have military background, they may have credits from other universities.
Right.
So it goes back to, it fits that model of the student we already have. And you had that great 52/50 tuition reimbursement model that was really attractive to us, and we wanted to help partner with you.
Well, and I think that's an interesting point that you make, because like many employers, our 52/50 model was applicable to an established, tenured group of individuals within our corporate structure.
Yep.
And we didn't really have a solution that trickled down to the frontline employee. You know, our drivers, our insiders, the people that are in the store every day making the pizza, the managers, you know, the training managers, all the way up through the organization. So our previous reimbursement model applied to above store leadership, but you know, we needed something that could satisfy the needs of the frontline worker.
Yep. Exactly. So that kind of brings us to the solution, right?
Absolutely.
And we've talked a lot about how you've offered this new solution, partnered with us to kind of disrupt the space.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head there. You know, there's a lot of quick serve restaurant industries, or players in the industry rather, excuse me, who have crafted different solutions for this need. But it was really important to Papa John's to be an innovator in this space. We wanted to come up with a solution that wasn't yet in action, something that could disrupt, could make people say, wow, you know, I want to go work there because they're providing this great benefit. And so our goal was to come up with a best-in-class solution that, you know, would provide an opportunity for team members to go to school with no out-of-pocket expense. And in our world, you know, reducing the barrier to entry for these team members is imperative to creating an effective program. You know, one of the benefits that Purdue University Global offers is online textbooks. And in that situation, for some of our workers, the cost of a $50 or $75 textbook could mean the difference of, you know, between them registering for school or not. So we wanted to first provide this opportunity for our corporate team members, and in order to get that wow factor, we created, with your partnership, a fully funded education program. And that's the key, fully funded, no out-of-pocket expense for the team member. But with the bulk of our company's employees being franchise employees, we also needed to make sure that we could provide a solution for them. And you came up with a very attractive opportunity for those franchise team members to participate in the program as well.
Yeah. So there's a couple things I remember too early in our conversations that have been so key in helping this be successful. And you asked me, as well as some of the leaders in your organization, what industry helps something like this be the most successful? I don't know if you remember that conversation.
Go on.
And in that conversation, I remember saying to you, it has nothing to do with the industry, but rather the leadership support.
Absolutely.
And I remember you guys challenged us and said, well, there's a couple of things we need from you in order to support it. And a couple of the things were, Karmen, you've got to offer us a program that doesn't limit it just to associate and bachelor's degrees. We've got to make it available to masters as well. And then you also said we need to make it available to all 180 degree programs that you offer. So that challenged us because that was a different model for us.
Well, and I think there's been learning on both sides, learning opportunities here, because I think that, you know, Papa John's was your first quick serve restaurant client. And so it gave Purdue University Global the opportunity to innovate and create some new learnings there. But you're right, with a large percentage of our population having bachelor degrees already, how could we further educate them, give them opportunities to grow and develop and expand their knowledge base? So that was a great move.
Yeah, it was, and I think that is what has led us to, I talked about success, right? I think that's what led us to the fact that we are seeing such success already. Early success, let's talk about that, two months in, right?
Well,
Chad?
it's super
not even quite 2 months in.
Well, it's super exciting, and I don't have the, I don't have the exact number, but I think that we're in 2 months in, we're in triple-digit registration, right? And I think, if you look at this screen here, this was a really exciting conversation that Karmen and I had because Papa John's was Purdue University Global's first QSR, quick service restaurant. I think there was some learning that came from the perspective of advertising, right? So let's send out all these flyers, all these brochures to the stores, and we're like, wait a minute. These are 1,200 square foot restaurants. They don't have room to hang all this. Let's get creative. How can we market this? And so what you see on the screen is actually a full-size window cling. And this is 32 inches wide by 40 inches tall. And this has been placed, Karmen, in the last couple of weeks. This has been placed on the front door of nearly 600 corporate Papa John's restaurants. And it gives us the opportunity to attract new talent, reinforce the program with existing team members, and then also, as you see in this picture, relay the fact that pizza really does bring people together, right?
Well, and that's what's been exciting to see your dough and degrees program.
That's right. No play on word there, right? Dough, and a little bit of alliteration in the name, but it really is about pizza and degrees. But more than that, it's really about meeting the individual where they're at, providing the equity that they need in order to be successful, and the opportunity for them to go to school, which is something that they may not have previously had.
Right. Well, and it goes right along the same lines. We talked in the very beginning about identifying how our student population aligned with your employee population, and it aligned so closely with our mission, right? You wanted to make sure that your employees were successful, and you realized that our mission is the same, right? Ensuring student success, and realizing along the way that we were dedicated to ensuring your employees were successful, not just in enrolling, but we wanted them to finish well, that they weren't just going to start strong, but they were going to finish well what they started, was very, very important to us as a university, that whether they were going to be studying to be the best accountant they could be for you, or whether they were going to be studying business acumen or cybersecurity or IT or healthcare, they were going to end the day as a successful workforce development individual has been super exciting for us.
Well, and I think the second part of that is that regardless, in our opinion, regardless of what someone studies, are they going to have the opportunity to pick up and learn some soft skills in that course that's going to help them be better at their job, be a better brand ambassador, be a better advocate for the customer in the store, right? So I think it's a full, very robust plan that provides opportunity for many people.
Right, agree. So I know we've talked a lot about what's ahead for our relationship and what's ahead for our partnership, and we talk a lot about our next steps and our next phases, and you talked about the window clings and everything that we're doing there. I have conversations with franchises and everything that we're doing there, creating brand ambassadors. So I know that we're actively walking out everything that we're doing for your workforce, but I'd love for you to also share as we are continuing to talk about it. I know our goals are to continue to work with your space and continue to work with your franchises, because that's our next step with you as well as we go through.
Yeah, and I think that there's a couple stages in this process. We're really progressing strong through phase one. But phase two is recognizing the fact that our team members have gained valuable experience within their existing training. So Papa John's proprietary coursework that a team member goes through to learn how to become a restaurant manager carries value. And so we're presently working with Purdue University Global's articulation department to assign credit value for those learnings. That'll be a great opportunity to incentivize team members to look at the fact that they've got X number of credits coming in just because of the work that they've already done. Then I see the franchise development being really phase 3 in this, where we're really enlisting those team members into this program.
Mm-hmm. Exciting, exciting. And I know as our faculty is working with you to articulate your current training, it's just another step deeper into this relationship.
Well, and I think, best in class, traditional best in class adoption rates of programs such as this, organizations in our field are experiencing 5 to 6% adoption rate. And it took somebody to run a 4-minute mile to prove that a 4-minute mile could be accomplished, right? And is 5 or 6% adoption really the capstone of a program like this? And I don't think it is. I have my target. I'm not going to disclose what that is, but I have my target, and it's certainly higher than 6%. And I'm looking forward to celebrate the day that we get to we get to say we did that.
Right, right. So instead of to infinity and beyond, maybe it's to phase 4 and beyond.
I love it.
That's right. Well, thank you, Chad.
It's my pleasure, Karmen.
Thank
You're
you.
a great partner, and I appreciate everything that you have done to facilitate this program. Your team has been amazing to work with, and you've received every challenge with grace and dignity, and you've seen it through. So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the challenges.